All right, this is the remaining problems from 14 all the way to 25. 14, 15, 16, and 17, if you were to put these into your calculator and graph them, you see that this is a parabola, y-axis symmetry. We did something like this in the homework. If you divide both sides by x and graph that, you'd find that this curve is symmetric to the origin. This is a circle. X squared plus y squared equals 10. It's a circle whose center is at the origin and whose radius is the square root of 10. Circles are always, this particular circle centered at the origin is symmetric to the x-axis, the y-axis, and the origin. So letter D. And the absolute value function is v-shaped, and it's symmetric to the y-axis only. Here again, you can graph this, and you would see what's going on there. Number 18, nothing happening here. This isn't symmetric to the x-axis, the y-axis, or the origin. So it's neither even nor is it odd. Nothing's going on. Neither. And once again, to determine whether a function is even or odd or neither, you graph it. If the function is symmetric about the y-axis, you have an even function. If it's symmetric about the origin, you have an odd function. And number 19 is neither. Nothing's going on. No symmetry there. Number 20 is symmetric to the y-axis. Therefore, it's an even function. And I would find that by graphing this. And then the same thing with number 21. If you graph it, you'd find that the graph of this would be symmetric about the origin. Therefore, you have an odd function. We talked about this today in Friday's class. First thing I'm zeroing in on is that there's a negative sign out front, so it's reflected about the x-axis, so it couldn't be letter B. The next thing I see is that inside of the radical here, just add 4, it's a horizontal shift. Now you would think it'd be plus 4 would move the graph to the right 4, but in actuality it moves it to the left 4. Therefore it's letter C. And in 23, a couple things going on here. You've got a horizontal shift. The minus 8 means it's going to the right, the opposite, right? Negative is to the left, but this is a horizontal shift. It's always in the opposite direction. So it's going to the right 8 units, and then this minus 2. The vertical shift is just what it is. If it's a negative, it's down. If it's a positive, it's up. All right, so a minus 2 means it's 2 units downward. And I'm not sure. Well, these two are incorrect because it's not going to the left, it's going to the right. And this one here said 2 units to the right. It's actually 8 units to the right. So right off the top, B, C, and D didn't make any sense. It had to be letter A. And what else we got? That was 23. And 24 and 25. You would just graph those and you would see what's going on here. 24 and 25. In fact, 24 worked out to be, if I can flip my pages, 24 was letter B and 25 was letter A. So if I were to graph 24, I would have letter A, and you can see what's happening here. It's been a shift to the right of 5 and then coming down 2 for the minus 2, so I could figure that out. And yeah, 24, letter A. No, I take that back. 24 is letter B, my mistake. It is a second degree equation. This is an absolute value. So once again, this is a second degree equation. It's a parabola. It's been moved 5 units to the right and then 2 units down, letter B. And 25 is a third degree equation. All right, if you were to put that into your calculator, but here again, we see what's going on here. You've got a plus 3. All right, so what you would think it'd move it to the left, to the right plus, but actually moves it to the left. And that's why it's letter A. Letter A. This normally goes to the origin. It's moved to the left 3 units. But once again, it's not an issue because you put that into your calculator and the picture your TI gives you is exactly like the letter A. So the graphs are no big deal. In fact, when I did them in class today, there weren't any questions at all. So that pretty much wraps that up. If you have any additional questions, be sure to email me. The test will start Monday at 4 o'clock. Monday being, the date being what here? The date being the 4th. Okay.